Hey everybody, Sharon here from VidGamiac.com. Here we are today in yet another visual novel doing How to Take Your Mask Off Remastered. This is going to cover the first of the 3 playthroughs you need to get all of the achievements in this game. Just like with most visual novels, before we get started, we are going to head into our options. We're going to crank text speed and autoplay speed all the way to the right. Make sure you set skip mode to all, and make sure you set stop skipping after choices to no. Once you have those, just back out to save your settings. Make sure you click on start to start up the game. You're going to get a chapter select screen. There's only going to be one option, which is to start the prologue, so make sure you do that. Make sure you confirm on the name entry screen, and then we're actually going to get into the game. So to fast forward in this game, it's going to be a little weird. You were actually going to use left trigger instead of the traditional right bumper or start. So make sure you press left trigger and it should fast forward you and auto stop whenever a choice needs to be made. There are not going to be any choices during the prologue, so you can sit back and wait a while. The choices are going to start appearing during chapter 1. So make sure you get through the prologue and then get to your first choice. So now that we have the prologue out of the way, we can actually get into the game. The fast forward is going to continue whenever you start a new chapter, so you don't really have to do anything. The fast forward will stop whenever you get to these name screens, though. All you have to do is just hit the A button to get past them. They're just going to introduce you to these new characters. Once you get back into the game, you have to re-enable the fast forward, so make sure you hit left trigger again once you actually get back into the novel part. The fast forward should also auto stop whenever you get a choice, and just like any other visual novel guide, we will have the choices that you need to make for each appropriate playthrough in the margins, so you can follow along using the text guide at home, and you should be able to get through these playthroughs in the most ideal way in terms of getting all of the achievements. So this game is going to be split up into 6 chapters, and that's how we are going to split the guide up, so if you need to skip to a certain chapter, make sure you do so. This first playthrough is only going to be about 10 minutes, but it's only going to be fast forwarding and choice making. So no saving to be done, no gameplay gimmicks, very simple. So with that out of the way, make sure you get to it and enjoy the guide.
So once you wrap up chapter 5, there's actually not going to be any choices during chapter 6, so all you have to do is just fast forward to the end of it. Once chapter 6 ends, you're going to get to the end credits. However, there is going to be an epilogue right after, so make sure you sit through that as well. So pretty much don't touch the controller until the game kicks you back to the main menu, and then we should be good for this first playthrough. So once you wrap up chapter 6, you are going to get these credits. Again, a reminder, there is going to be an epilogue right after the credits, so make sure you don't end the playthrough quite just yet. The credits are actually going to be fairly short, so sit through those the best you can, and then once you get back into the game, you're going to start the epilogue. There are no choices to be made during the epilogue as well as chapter 6, so again, just make sure you set the controller down. You are going to have to re-enable your fast forward, so hit that left trigger and then just get to the end of the game, and we should be done with this playthrough.
Alright, that's playthrough 1 out of the way. You should get your achievement right here once you get back to the main menu. There it is. It's going to be for 40 gamer score. Check back soon for playthrough number 2, and that's all there is to it.